Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. As you have planned the special ceremony in honor of the departure of Gopal Krishna Maharaj all over the world in our ISKCON centers, something quite similar is taking place or has taken place. I'm reminded of several points I'd like to share with all of you. One is Srila Prabhupada's statement about the event on the occasion of Mahatma Gandhi's departure. Many of you know he was asked to be a speaker, and his speech began by saying the way to honor a great person is not just name a street after that person or name a building after that person or make a statue of that person. All of those things are fine. But the way to honor a great person is to establish a community or a sangha that exemplifies the teachings that were held dear to that great person and make that manifest in this world. Largely, that's what ISKCON is. In relation to our ISKCON's founder Acharya, and similarly, great personalities in ISKCON are departing us. I'm reminded of Burijan Prabhu's comment after the departure of Bhakti Swami, foreseeing, looking into the future as Burijan is always capable of doing, indicating that this will be a decade of tears as he and others of similar exalted stature by force of time will be leaving our association. So the grief and the sense of loss that one feels at the departure of great souls such as Bhakti Maharaj and Kadamba Kanada Swami and Gopal Krishna Maharaj. It's part of nature's course. I read, and prior to that I heard the will of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and he very kindly laid out what he would like for those who look up to him, his disciples or his followers, or those who admire him in one capacity or another. Exemplary life. Not only exemplary life, very empowered leader. My one memory of Gopal Krishna Maharaj goes back to the Henry Street days at the Henry Street Temple in Brooklyn. Gopal Krishna Maharaj came at a time when Srila Prabhupada was visiting, and he was not a prominent person in our organization as far as the view of the organization towards him. His demeanor was, as always, humble and serious and certainly dedicated to Srila Prabhupada. And over a period of time, that demeanor and personality and everything that he became flourished, and further and further and further. The list of his achievements and gifts to ISKCON are very significant, and his leadership was resting upon his dedication to Srila Prabhupada, as Prabhupada's dedication to Bhaktisiddhanta was the spiritual strength that he had and manifested in this world, something very wonderful. Similarly, Gopal Krishna Maharaj manifested a number of very wonderful, indelible imprints in the landscape of the world and the Hare Krishna movement in particular. So along with the decade of tears comes an opportunity and a challenge at the same time, and that is the continuation of the legacy of these great personalities. And that legacy of those great personalities, as great personalities will do, they left an indelible impression upon their followers, and they were very clear what they wanted of their followers. And then the whole of ISKCON has leaders and followers. And those who are, this is one of the main messages I wanted to share, too. Those of his disciples who I know reasonably well or very well, they were so nicely trained by him. Similar to the devotees of Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who were so nicely trained by him. Their style and their personality very different. But the purpose of training so that the legacy of our founder Acharya and that particular leader would carry forward. So I honor those who had the opportunity to be closely involved in the life of Gopal Krishna Maharaj and have carried on the character and the mood and the dynamism and the fidelity to our founder Acharya that they received from Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Now specifically, the succession plan is very much a thought. There's the grief, and then there's the vacuum. That is the leadership role that these great luminaries had to carry the mission of Srila Prabhupada forward dynamically. The opportunity and the challenge both are there with the next generation, specifically with Gopal Krishna Maharaj, his followers or admirers, those that, by admirers I mean those that work closely with him, although they may not have been his disciple, but I'm sure they felt the impact of his loyalty and faithfulness and dynamism and ingenuity and everything else that he was. And since he's no longer present, now what? Besides feeling a loss, that is carrying the legacy forward. That's my main contemplation at this stage, which I think is what I'd like to share with all of you. That is, how important is it? How extremely important it is that all over the ISKCON, as we're observing in honor of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, his presence and now his departure, then what? The legacy is to be carried forward. And rather than looking to the left or looking to the right and who's going to be a leader, let us all understand how important it is that according to our capacity, we're to become leaders. I made mention of my first meeting with Gopal Krishna Maharaj. I remember the exchanges with him vividly. And he wasn't a prominent person. So similarly, many of the persons in our ISKCON communities today may not be prominent persons in the rank and leadership of our organization. At the same time, the opportunity and responsibility lies with everyone collectively and each one individually to move the legacy forward, because that's how the gift that our founder Acharya and through his great leaders can carry forward, through receiving and then not imitating but modeling our value system and our tireless dedication unto such great personalities that have inspired us, from whom we have received, and we'd like to give back on their behalf to the world, ultimately on behalf of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to the world, the message of uncompromised, unflinching, pure devotion in act and behavior and speech, again and again and again, in a consistent way. That's my appeal, my message, as well as my appeal to those of you that are honoring Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Carry that mood in your heart and the mission in your activities, in your speech, going forward in time. And that's the best way that you can feel and express your gratitude feelings towards Gopal Krishna Maharaj and others who, like him, are helping the Hare Krishna movement become what it is, on behalf of our founder Acharya. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address you all. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.